What is this expansion called?
Heart of the Huntress.
Heart of the Huntress, which is the new Runeterra expansion with 3 champions, correct?
Correct.
Who are we being introduced to this time?
We have Nidalee, we have Neeko, and we have the Poro King.
The last one I was not expecting at all.
People were thinking like Ivern, Rengar, even Melio was like the new champion was like hinted at some point, but no, you just got a
Poro
Poro
King is funny. So actually on that topic, by the way, because it's I want to call it a champion exclusive for Runeterra. I've been discussing with my chat for a while now that I hope for when Hearthstone makes a new class into the game that they make their very own Hearthstone-esque class, because it's more exciting that way. It's like you have to play Hearthstone to fully understand how the class works, and I think that's really cool that Runeterra is continuing to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a third one. We got Nora before, Jack, and now the Poro King.
How's Nora doing, by the way? Because I remember when I said to you that she was going to be broken at some point. Was she ever broken?
Yes. She still is, kind of.
Yes.
All right, the first one is going to be Nidalee.
Okay, first and foremost, Nidalee looks really good in this. One of the coolest things about Runeterra is how they express the champions with animations in the game. Hearthstone obviously just has like 1 animation per legendary, but like they do like a full suite of animations for these characters. So I'm really excited to see what they do. All right, so she's from Shurima, I think, right? It's been a hot minute.
Correct.
Why does it just say cat at the top of the card? Is that
Oh, right. You weren't there for that. Okay, so we have a 3-month cycle. The 1 month is going to be a really big balance update. Second month is going to be a variety patch. Third month is a expansion. So in the latest variety update we get 10 random cards, and they just randomly introduce like these new subtypes. We got a dog subtype, a cat subtype, a reptile subtype, and a bird subtype. So
do they have synergies?
Those are just tribes in the game. Yeah, there are synergies. I'll actually show one for cats.
Hack attack. Okay, so copy of each cat. That's hilarious, man. Okay, so 4-mana 5/5. Nidalee has quick attack, which reminder is she attacks first before she takes damage. What is ambush?
So there is a card called Nidalee's Ambush. It says transform Shadow in the Brush into a Nidalee. There's another card I sent. It's a 2-mana 2/2. There are a bunch of ambush cards. I think there's like 8 of them, and you can disguise them as a 2/2. So they go into a brush, and then when you play their spell, they pop out and they turn into the unit. So you can only have 1 Shadow in the Brush at a time, and they all have like very different effects. Like there's very reactive ones that says like stop a spell that's on the stack. There's one that's just like a really big overwhelm thing that can just blow you out if you don't see it coming. People compare this to Morph in Magic, but I don't play Magic, so that's all I got for you.
I don't know what that is either. But
all right.
I actually think that mechanic is really interesting. That's kind of cool. Okay, her level up is I've seen you summon or transform for other allies. So I would imagine, just for the record, that if you're hiding a champion, or sorry, a minion in the brush and it transforms back into the minion, does that count as a transform? Or actually gets changed? Okay, just to clarify that. All right, Pack Mother Nidalee. Oh my god. 4-mana 6/4, ambush 2. She has quick attack, and I think that's overwhelm.
Yes, overall.
Okay. Nexus Strike, transform me back into Nidalee and create a Javelin Toss in hand. Okay. Pretty flavorful for the champions so far. This is exciting. Javelin Toss is 0 mana. It goes away after the end of your turn. I believe that's what that is. Deal 4 to an enemy. If there are no enemies when I'm played, I target the enemy Nexus instead. Okay, cool. So this is Nidalee's Ambush, which is the champion spell. 2-mana burst, transform Shadow into the brush into a Nidalee. Oh my, wait, so you can hide champions in a shadow, or minions in a shadow brush, and then transform them into a Nidalee. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, but they need to have like the ambush text on them. So there's like a set of minions that have that ambush mechanic.
I fully understand the mechanic now. Okay, I get what you mean. Is that like, is there a lot of minions that have the ambush mechanic, or?
I think there's like 8 of them.
Okay, so I'd imagine that you can do that strategy. All right, Pack Attack is 6-mana slow. Start a free attack with, that is when, that's like a minion that dies at the end of the turn, right? The ephemeral? Yeah. A copy of each cat ally. Here we go. Okay, and then this, what's this thing? Another spell? Nidalee's,
that's a champion spell.
Oh wait, didn't I read the champion spell?
I think you read the Ambush. That is the spell you get in your hand, so you can transform Nidalee from a brush into.
Oh,
do you understand like how it works?
Yeah. Sorry, because you added the javelin toss, I thought it already covered the first. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I understand. I'm stupid. Okay, so Nidalee's Prowl is the champion spell then. Give an ally +2/+0 this round. If it is a shadow in the brush, give it +2/+2 and create a Nidalee in deck. Okay, this one is actually probably harder to review without seeing it in gameplay because this is such an interesting mechanic. There hasn't been like anything in Runeterra like this before, right? This is like brand new, right?
Yeah, entirely new.
It seems like a lot of extra work to get this to work, though. I will say that. It doesn't jump out at me like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. Nidalee as a character seems fine though. Could you like give me, okay, this, I don't know if this will give it away, but like you don't have to answer this if you think it will. But like for the minions that have ambush on them, are they good? Like, are they playable?
Yeah. There are 3, 4, 5. There's 6 in total, and I'd say at least 2 of them are very, very good that aren't Nidalee.
Oh, at least 2 of them, you say. If it goes to defend or attack, it transforms back into its regular form, not the brush. Is that what I'm understanding?
Okay, so you play the minion. when you have the minion in your hand, like let's say you have Nidalee, you want to play Nidalee, you get like a choice. Do you want to play her as a 2/2 or do you want to play her as normal Nidalee? And every single time, like no matter how big or small the minion is, you will always play Shadow and Brush for 2 mana. It's always a 2 mana 2/2. And then you get the spell in your hand, you activate that spell and it's transformed into the minion. And this, for example, with Nidalee, it says Ambush 2. That means the spell that you get in your hand to transform the bush into Nidalee costs 2 mana.
Okay, so when you play the Shadow and the Brush, you always get some kind of ambush spell in your hand that would transform it back to the. Okay, that was the missing piece there. That's
okay, I got you. What the hell? I wasn't sure if you got that or not, but okay, that's pretty important.
Makes pretty sense. Yeah. Okay. I mean, still, seeing after all this, it seems like a lot of gimmicks. It might be very useful, but I can't imagine that Nidalee is like meta breaking or anything. If I'm comparing this to previous champions, I feel like this is just not enough to really make me like that excited, even though it is a really cool mechanic. So I'd probably give her like fine.
Is that your final rating?
That's the final rating. I'm confident. I'm confident.
Okay, yeah, you're pretty much correct. She's fine. She's okay. She is not meta breaking at all, but she's also not bad. There was a tournament a few days ago. So I'm just like, it's kind of hard to say these are broken or not broken. All I can tell you is like, okay, the play rates. So Nidalee did actually make it to a tournament and it got first place. Now, does that make Nidalee broken? I don't know. It was a Kai'Sa Nidalee deck. And usually Kai'Sa decks are exactly that. They are all about Kai'Sa and then they have like some supporting stuff. So Nidalee was just there because she's like an okay unit. The most powerful thing you can do with Nidalee is you're going to pass turn 1 and then in Runeterra you get spell mana. So you don't use your 1 unit mana, it transforms to spell mana. On turn 2, you play the Shadow and the Brush which has a Nidalee hiding in it. And then on turn 3, you have 2 spell mana. So you can transform Nidalee into her normal form and you still have 2 mana as like backup. So you basically get to play a 4 mana unit on turn 3 because these ambush spells take spell mana.
So mana cheating's good. Okay.
Yeah. Who knew? Mana cheating is pretty good.
Oh my God, he's beautiful.
He's majestic.
Dude, I love the art on just the unevolved version or the upgraded version is just so perfect.
It's just a doll.
All right, so this is another origin champion. So it has its own like pool of minions and stuff. Okay. 5 mana 4/4. Each round, the first time you summon another Poro, create a Poro snack in hand. To level up, you summon 6 plus other new Poros. This is a Poro snack. 3 mana. Burst, grant Poro allies everywhere. +1/+1. Ooh, okay. So you're basically like, this is the Poro deck. Obviously, he's the Poro King. That would make total sense. Okay. 5 mana 5/5. I like how it says Poro on the top of the card too.
Just in case it wasn't clear, the Poro King is a Poro.
Each round, the first time you summon another Poro, create a random special snacks in hand. Okay. And I'm guessing you sent all. Oh my God, this guy comes with a whole bakery. Okay, so this is what he looks like. 3 mana. The Poro King's Council call its burst. Draw 2 different Poro followers and grant them +1/+1. Create the Poro King in your deck. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Espresso snacks. Okay, so this is just a list of snacks. Right, perfect. 2 mana burst. Grant Poro's allies everywhere +1/+1. Give 2 Poro allies challenger this round. Okay. Frosted also grants Poro allies everywhere +1/+1. Frostbite an enemy with 3 or less health. Okay. Colorful snacks is grant Poro's allies everywhere +1/+1. Grant allied champions everywhere +1/+1 in a random keyword. Okay. Pepper snacks. What the it's a croissant and a hot dog? God damn. Grant
all of them are cookies and then this one is just a hot dog.
Yeah, you have to really spice it up with the last one. To be fair, he's an excellent baker. These all look amazing. Okay, grant Poro allies everywhere +1/+1. Give Poro allies impact this round. Wow, this is okay. I have to ask this question again just because I need more context here. Are the Poros good?
Okay. I'll tell you what kind of Poros there are. The gimmick that's been in the game before the Poro King came out is every region, so all 10 regions have one Poro, and they're all 1-mana 1/1s, and they have a random keyword. Like the Targa one is a 1-mana 1/1 Poro that has Spell Shield, the one from Noxus has Challenger, the one from Piltover has Elusive, etc. So are they good? Not really. But Poro decks have always been all about the Poro snacks. It's like you summon an army of 1/1s, and then you buff them all up. They become 2/2s, 3/3s, until they're so big that they just completely run you over.
My mind is telling me that this is awful. Like, it feels so weak. Because if you're constantly spent, like, maybe at some point it just gets to the, like, these stats are just so overwhelming that your opponent just can't answer them anymore. But it feels like it takes forever. That being said, my body is telling me that the Poro King is gas, and I will not have my king disrespected. I have to go. It's bad. It can't be good. There's no way this is good. It's too slow. It's too slow, and it's not enough of a payoff for big meatballs to really carry the game. That's my final answer, and it makes me upset. But please tell me he's good.
Dare you disrespect the king? No, he's pretty bad. So I actually thought that he was going to be broken because, like I said, the strength of Poros is really that they just never run out of gas. You always have Poros to play. But the problem is you need like 6 or more turns to make them scary. And at that point, you auto-win. It's like, do I draw the Poro snacks early? Can I play the Poro King and, you know, protect him to get those snacks in my hand? And if I do, then yeah, I'm gonna win no matter what. So it's like, sometimes you have wide boards, and if your opponent can deal with 1/1s, then yeah, you know, you really have no pressure at all. The best version of Poro King right now is about 46 to 47% win rate. So it's not completely awful, but yeah, clearly there's a lot left there to be improved on those type of deck lists.
Yeah, I almost think that he should be like 4 mana, the Poro King, because the one difference would make such a big deal. But again, you guys have spell mana in the game, so I wonder if there's a way to manipulate it even more. Yeah, this is just, we talked about it with Ornn, I think, right? Where it's just big meatballs are just not enough, and this just looks like Ornn, but like as the Poro King. Neeko recently got an update. And Neeko is pretty gas right now in League of Legends. I don't know if you knew that.
I knew that. Yeah.
She's actually one of the best champions in the game. So let's see if this falls. She has an origin too. Okay, oh my god. Yeah. Many shaped jungle friends. Okay, 2 mana 2/2 play. You may disguise me as one of 3 2 cost followers from my origin. Oh my god. Okay. Level up attack. You've attacked with allies that have 6 different subtypes. Okay, so that's where like the cat, Poro, shapeshifter, all that stuff comes in.
Yep.
The upgraded form of Neeko is 2 mana 3/3 elusive attack. Grant allies that have a subtype everywhere +1/+1, and she's 2 mana. I don't have to read the rest of the cards, bro. This is broken. I don't have to read it. Like, what do you mean? What is that? Okay, hold on. This is her origin. You may put bird, cat, dog, elnuk, fae, reptile, and spider followers into your deck during deck building. Ooh, I'm assuming that's a pretty wide variety of minions, right? Because you could pair this with another region, or is it only with her own region, origin, or whatever?
So C is her own region, and then you get to choose a second region.
Okay. Neeko Shape Splitter, 3 mana fast spell. Create an exact ephemeral copy of an ally, then swap them. Create a Neeko in your deck. Wait, then swap them?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like swap their position?
So yeah, exactly. So for example, somebody targets removal on Neeko. You play Neeko Shape Splitter on her. You summon a new Neeko, and then she kind of swaps places with them. So it's like the removal goes onto the copy, but it's ephemeral, so it dies at the end of the turn anyway.
But
you keep your Neeko safe.
Hold on, dude. This card. Okay, hold on. What? I'm gonna tell you this right now. Like, but compare this card to the other two. This one is insane. Like just the base form of it is really, really good. Disguising her as a different minion, and then you could just level her up, which I mean, that might take some time, but God, that's really spooky, man.
Yeah, so the disguise mechanic, what it does is you play Neeko and you get 4 options. 3 of them are random 2-drops, and it can be anything. It can be any bird, cat, dog, etc., as long as it costs 2 mana. And then the other one is Neeko. And because it needs to attack with 6 or more allies, Shapeshifter, which is her subtype, is like unique. Nobody else has that, so that's always like +1. The subtype you choose, it gets the effect. So for example, we have a 1/3 cat for 2 mana that says manifest a new subtype that you don't already have or something. So if you disguise Neeko as that, you also get that effect. There's a 2/3 bird that says stun an enemy. You also get that. So it's completely like hidden in a way. Your opponent has no real good way to know if it's real or if it's Neeko. So there's like a lot of mind games there.
Dude, okay, without really knowing like all the subtypes, I would classify this card as broken. Like this card's probably like the best card that you've showed me, and arguably probably one of the best cards that I've seen you show me throughout this entire series. If I had to guess, I would rate this card very good. I can't imagine this card not being good. Like that effect is so nutty in a card game. It's ridiculous.
Okay. No, Neeko is okay. She's just okay. She's like Nidalee. She's fine.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, actually, I thought Neeko was also going to be very broken. I played her a lot in the early access. He was like the champion I played by far the most. It felt pretty good, but as the meta progressed, there's no Neeko deck right now. What's really funny is if you're building a deck with subtypes, there's nothing really that like ties them together. It's like you have decks that are very specific about cats, very specific about birds, but Neeko wants you to play different subtypes. So it's like, where is that synergy, right? There are a few cards that do synergize with like different subtypes and having a lot of different ones, but at that point you're playing like this really weird aggro deck where you're playing and attacking with like 1/1s and 1/3s just because they have a subtype.
I was gonna say this reminds me a ton of Nora, where like you were saying to me like, oh, at the moment she doesn't really have a deck that's really good for her. Like, dude, at some point in time she's gonna hit the critical mass of just good minions and it's over. Like
That's how I feel too about Nora, or I mean about Neeko. I mean, yeah.
Okay. So next time we do one of these videos, I'm gonna be like, yo, how's Neeko doing? And I'm expecting, yeah, she's pretty good though.
I'm expecting that too, and honestly, she is also really, really fun to play. All these champions that you rated have been like fine to below average, but this is probably the single best expansion they've ever released as far as like theme goes and animations, voice lines, and everything, and just how fun the decks are. So yeah, it's a banger expansion, but the champions, sadly, they're not the best.
Man, I'm surprised. I am really surprised though. Like, just as from Hearthstone, if I said to you like, "Oh, I'm gonna disguise my card as a different one and leave it on the board," that is a very interesting effect. These look fun, man. Like every time I do one of these videos, I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go play Runeterra," and then I'm like, oh. But I'll definitely go watch the animations.
Yeah, at least watch like the level ups and stuff. They're insanely good. The voice lines, animations, it's all incredible. I think this is just generally like one of the expansions that they put by far the most effort in. Also like the Nidalee redesign and stuff. It's all incredible.
Okay, I gotta watch this cinematic. Hold on, I gotta put this up. I have to see this live. This is fucked up. It's just. All right, I have to play this. I have to play this deck one time. That's fucking so funny. He just yells at the top of his lungs.
Yeah, with everything he does.
Holy shit.